they're preying on the customer, because if they can keep it confusing and keep it hard to understand and keep you comparing a list on the website,
I'm getting the drift that people sometimes are faced with a decision on whether or not they should buy a sauna. They think it's right for them, but they're very intimidated by the entire information and everything surrounding saunas. Why is it that you think people get so overwhelmed with the information, and also they get stuck in that, what is that, decision paralysis or something like that?
analysis paralysis.
Analysis paralysis. Why do you think it's so intimidating to step into this space?
I mean, number one, I don't blame them. There's a lot of reasons why. Sorry, my voice is a little raspy, fighting a cold this week, post-hurricane. I don't know what I got into, but I don't blame people. I mean, who wants to go out and spend $8,500 on a sauna and it not be right for them? And they don't even realize there's going to be some type of restocking fee or return fee depending on where you buy it. If you get something that doesn't have a lifetime warranty, or you get something from a big box store, dude, you're going to lose 40 to 60% of the price that you paid for the sauna, even if you don't even take it out of the box and you try to send it back. All the sauna companies are like, oh, buy this lumber because it's hypoallergenic, or you're going to get mold if you don't. And it's like, well, really? And when you hear it, it's kind of like, oh yeah, we should get this lumber because we don't want mold. You don't want to have all these problems, do you? Oh no, you don't want to experience that. But by the way, our sauna doesn't have those issues. I'm being facetious because over years and years and years, the salespeople craft these messages, and customers forward me these emails, or they have, you know, me on the correspondence chain, and I'm just like, what planet are these people on? Most of the time, they've only used the sauna brand that they're promoting and like one other one. So they're just kind of pegged one way or another based on what their own interests are, which is, you know, I don't know if you'd want to base a several $1,000s purchase decision on that, but you're not really getting all the info. You can look at my YouTube channel. 5 years, 300 plus videos. You could see me in every sauna under the sun. Maine, northern climate, Florida, southern climate, indoor saunas, outdoor saunas. Have I had experience with a lot of products to evaluate them in a different way? Sure. And I keep enough of them on hand to continue to do that. Because at the end of the day, I'm the user of the product first. I'm a sauna, I don't want to be the sauna guy. I had health issues. Functional medicine doctor lady was screaming at me for months. Oh, you got to use a sauna. I was like, that's bull. I'm not spending $6,500 on some stupid hot box that I don't think is going to help me. I have this condition, look at my labs. She at me long enough, and I finally go to the float tank place and I rent a session. I come out of there and I'm like, oh, there might be something to this, right? That's how I became the sauna guy. I wouldn't pick to become the sauna guy, but it helped me get my life back. I really like helping other people achieve the same benefit for themselves, because otherwise I would have just kind of gotten my own, you know, health needs met and then it'd be gone. And even for me, a sauna company will come out with a new marketing piece and I look at it and I'm like, okay, well that sounds pretty good. But then you take a look at it and it's the same product as last year. So I'm like, well, hold on, did they change anything? You can research it for 5 or 6 months and you still can't make heads or tails out of what some of the salespeople or the sales agents or the companies are saying and all this stuff. And that makes for like a really rocky, you know, road for somebody to navigate. And a lot of times, the most unfortunate part is that people make no decision because it's too difficult. And they don't want to make the wrong decision because they know they're going to lose money and have some sawdusty pallet delivered to their house that they can't use, right? And so one of the things that drives me nuts, that's also a motivator along the way, is I said if I ever figured this out for myself, you know, I would put resources together for other people to make it easier. And so simplifying, providing material that can make that quicker, right? And I'm not saying you need to buy something today. You don't have to make a decision tomorrow. There's no high pressure sales tactics here. I don't allow that stuff. Anyone who does that in the Facebook group, immediately banned, because I know what it's like to be treated that way. That's how this all started. And that's how I was so irritated enough to where I was like, you know, I'm gonna make some sauna videos. But to get back on track, a really simple example of this is, you know, this sauna and that sauna right there. And we don't even have to bring the brand into it. It's just when you take these saunas apart, or when you actually use them over the course of weeks and months, side by side, and you have access to other things to compare them to. At face value, when you look at the website, the people that are in them, the marketing, and you talk to the companies on the phone, you're essentially comparing the same thing. Or so it would seem on the outside. Both of them say, oh, it's the hypoallergenic wood. This one uses a Canadian hemlock. That one uses a special, you know, imported cedar. This one uses whatever far infrared emitter. That one uses a different style emitter on the sidewall. But at face value, effectively, it seems like you're comparing the same exact thing. However, you take them apart, you measure them, you test them, you get in them, you use them, you sweat in them, you take them and move them a couple of times. You know, one's way easier to put together than another, though you talk to the other sales agents and they're like, oh, it's a sauna. You put it together once in your life and then you're done. Who cares if it takes 6 hours and you have to hire 4 guys to do it? Well, it's like, no, unexpected things come up. Maybe I want to move it to another room in my house. Don't even get me started on the EMF stuff, because you could buy this sauna and that sauna. If the vendor has a sale, maybe they're the exact same price. Seems like you're getting the same thing. You read the specs and you're like, oh, this one's low EMF, low VOC, this one is too. Meanwhile, that one has felt adhered to the back of the metal heater guard. It's right in front of the ceramic emitter. Well, what's the surface temperature of a ceramic emitter? About 400 degrees on the rod. So you have an adhesive felt on a piece of conductive metal 1 inch or 2 inches away from an emitter that's 400 degrees. And you think that that's 0 VOC because they took a probe or a bottle of air, or they tested a sauna like they do with the EMF and just take a heater out of it and send it to some fancy lab to deliver you a report? How come when I go in them with, you know, EMF meters, multiple ones, and we check it, we get 30, 40 milligauss magnetic fields in there, and then we come into this one and we get 0? But if you look at websites side by side and you talk to sales agents side by side and you look at comparisons and reviews side by side, it looks like they say the same thing. That is why this is so confusing, because multiple companies can have the exact same messaging, and the industry is unregulated, and they pay influencers to do, you know, promotions, and girl looks great in a bikini and says she looks, you know, loses weight in it. Meanwhile, it doesn't meet the safety specifications. And you're basing a $5,000 purchase decision. I'm just pulling that number out. It could be any size, you know, the difference in the size, a different price, whatever. All this makes it so confusing. And in a sense, they're preying on the customer. Because if they can keep it confusing and keep it hard to understand and keep you comparing a list on the website when the product itself doesn't actually live up to the claims, unfortunately, that's false advertising, right? In an unregulated industry, no one's coming after them and pointing the finger and saying, hey, you advertise this product as this, but it's actually not like that. We took it apart and it's this. If you're gonna use this thing for 10, 20 years, you wanna make sure that you have safe stuff for you and your family, especially if your spouses or kids are using it. And that's why we put this material out there, because I'm on a quest to have safe equipment for me. I don't think anyone else is any different. If you could spend the same amount of money on this sauna versus that sauna, but one is dramatically better than the other as far as safety, effectiveness, ease of put together, the company experience. We don't talk about this. Everyone makes big promises. Everyone says, oh yeah, we'll give you a lifetime warranty. But how come when you call in to submit a claim, they say, oh, please submit a ticket in our warranty portal online, and a representative will be in contact with you. And you're just waiting for 2 weeks. You said I had a lifetime warranty. Sounds great when you buy it, but how well can they execute when it comes time for you to actually need help? Some of the companies that don't offer as wild of a warranty have better service, better follow through. They're faster to get your product back online and working for you and your family, and you don't have as much downtime and frustration dealing with them. You would never know that in a million years just by comparing them online side by side. Well, we could film this for hours and we could go through each one of these points, but we made it easier. We put together a sauna buyer's guide, and it's free. It's just a downloadable document. You can go to CertifiedSaunas.com. It's right on the homepage. I think you put your email or something and it sends you a copy directly to you. But basically it condenses the pros and the cons of multiple brands. There's some stuff at the bottom for frequently asked questions like, should I buy a traditional sauna, an infrared? Is red light therapy better than far infrared sauna? You know, all these different things that people get hung up on, save you a ton of time, months of research. Aside from that, we have the Facebook group, which is a private community. All of us in there are sauna enthusiasts trying to use sauna to improve our lives. Tons of, you know, user reviews, feedback, benefits. And oh yeah, if you don't have a lot of money, none of this stuff is a push to get you to buy some crazy expensive things that I believe in or that have improved my health and life, or who I'm a proponent of recommending to other people. We have the DIY sauna thing. Anyone can build their own sauna for 300 bucks. You can put it anywhere. I don't care if you're in an apartment in Manhattan or if you've got your dream home and you just don't believe in sauna and you want to try before you buy or spend a bunch of money. That is always available. Never any, you know, huge push thing to get people to spend money that's not right for them. Always, always, always want to mention that. And then finally, years in the making, the #1 requested thing, everyone's been asking for it. Please put together a user guide, a sauna user guide. What to do when you first get your sauna? How do you clean it properly? What's the right temperature? How many times a week? How long should I stay in once I start sweating? Should I open the door? What about my towels? All of this stuff is in the sauna user guide. And the reason this is the most requested resource over the last couple of years from everyone in the sauna community, all the 20,000 group members in the Facebook group, all the YouTube subscribers, everywhere, is because you do the research, you decide what product is right for you and your family, you get help and you get it set up in your house. But that's where your support ends from the companies that actually sell you the equipment. And I don't feel right. If I'm gonna be the guy whose face is plastered all over YouTube saying, oh, sauna, 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 I'm not just gonna leave you hanging. You don't just buy this and then the support ends. I think companies should actually extend their hand and take you all the way through. And that's what we do. You wanna have a community of people that are in the same situation, that are on the same quest, who are experiencing the same benefits or hardships and need solutions to the same problems, and we can all help each other and get the most benefit that we possibly can from this equipment. The beta tester release is coming out next week, and shortly after that, it'll be available to everyone. And if there's something in there that's not covered, we take feedback at the end where you can request to add a section, and every single month, I'm back in the sauna, we're filming and we're adding lessons, so it's the most comprehensive resource on the planet for sauna.